And hey everyone, Rocker here. So I'm outside my Legion, which is branch 121, down in Galt, Cambridge. And just a couple of things I want to be able to say. The reason why it bugs me so much about people that are using stolen valor in order to try to get some kind of justification or whatever stupid reasoning they use, is that you guys are taking the honor and you're basically rubbing it through the dirt. There's absolutely no excuse on anywhere in God's green earth that should be allowed. But we have people that do that. I know one person online going on about, they fought in the Ukrainian war and everything else, and it's just complete bogus. It's a complete lie. And then you have people that actually support people that are using stolen valor. And they basically support them and encourage them. If you're one of those people that actually is supporting others and you knowingly know that they are lying about it, you're basically a reprobate. You're a degenerate. There's absolutely no excuse. No excuse at all for you to be able to use the honor of our Canadian soldiers and soldiers around the world, and to be able to use it for self-gratification or edification. It's just absolutely unheard of, and it shouldn't be allowed. So, anyhow, people wondering why I'm so upset about this whole stolen valor thing, that's basically it. Because I am a member of the Royal Canadian Legion, so, I help out here regularly as far as with different functions or whatever, but more importantly, is the fact that it's something that I believe that everyone should be doing as far as volunteering or getting involved in some capacity. So, yeah, for the person that's using stolen valor, all I can say is shame on you, and you're nothing but dirt. That's basically it. You're nothing but dirt. Okay, guys. So here we have the end of February, and through the month of March. This is the furthest that the Russians came into Ukraine at that point, up to April 1st. After April 1st, all the areas around Kiev and then over towards Kharkiv, they all started being pushed back. Russians basically disappeared from all those areas. Now, secondly, it was later on that someone said that, she was escorting refugees around the Kiev airport when she got in the firefight, which is totally bogus because the Russians were already gone from that area. Then she said, no, it was around Cherkasky, which is the middle dot, and which is, again, completely bogus. Russians battalions are they're hundreds of miles away. And then she changed her story the third time, said it was actually around Poltava, which is the furthest one to the right, the yellow dot to the right. And she said, no, that's where, I was captured and, taken prisoner, etc., etc., etc. Again, if you look at the map, the Russians were nowhere in the vicinity. They were hundreds of miles away. She changed her location 3 different times. She changed her story 3 different times when she was challenged. And all this is bogus because the Russians were nowhere around during any of her timelines. None of it adds up. None of it makes sense. It's bogus, and basically she's just not telling the truth. So just to be able to reiterate as far as the timeline, everything she said has been completely bogus. First of all, she says that she joined the middle of March or whatever, 2 weeks basic training, which would take her into April. She said she was doing that several weeks as far as escorting refugees when she got in the firefight around Kiev, which is totally bogus because the Russians were long gone. They had already been driven back to the Belarusian border and also driven back to the Eastern Front. So that's completely bogus. Secondly, about as far as fighting around Cherkasky, Russians were never even close. They were hundreds of miles. They never even got close to getting that kind of territory around that city. So that's another bogus. Third is when she said that she was captured around Poltava, is completely bogus. If you were captured, a prisoner of war, you were driven hundreds of miles into enemy territory and interrogated, in turn put in a prison camp. something like that. You are not left at the front lines to be able to dawdle around within a few, 100 yards of your own forces. If you are a prisoner of war, you're taken into Russian territory, deep into Russian territory, and then you are put in a prison camp. So everything she said is a complete lie, it's complete bogus, and it's a fabrication. And it is simply just stolen valor. That's all it is. It is simply stolen valor, and it shouldn't be tolerated or accepted. Take care.